All right, let's see if OpTic can continue on the streak against Atlanta FaZe. Miles and Chance, fellas, do you think they can do it with Prolute too?
Well, that's a good question. Chance and I, we've been talking about this for like, what, 2 days now, it feels like, brother? I mean, this is going to be a good series, whatever way we look at it. But this is two teams that have had a very, I want to say, interesting history against one another in the Vanguard season. Grand finals, winners finals, and then just asterisks everywhere, right?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, just to start it right, FaZe are 0-4 against this team in like series count. But, you know, one of them they had to play with a sub on short notice, so it's a free pass until you get to the part where one of their losses, OpTic was playing with a sub, and now here we go again. So for FaZe, honestly, man, it's starting to feel like a lose-lose situation. And looking at the maps, by the way, a couple things Nameless brought up is that, like, Gavutu, ordinarily, incredibly strong map for Atlanta FaZe. They have an 11-4 overall record. 3 of those 4 losses are to OpTic. So, like, OpTic has had their number on this map. I think OpTic have only lost it once, and again, that is when they were playing with a sub on short notice. The Berlin hardpoint also very interesting that gets through. That is not quite the auto veto for Atlanta FaZe, but they've banned it in like 62% of their series. They've only played it 4 times this year, and I do think they're getting a little bit better at it, but still, just the fact that they have a map where they're 2-2 on it, definitely not their strongest point, but they're going to square up against OpTic, and I guess we'll see how it goes.
We will see how it goes. Again, not only is this our Mountain Dew marquee match, but again, the last of the bounty matchup. So whether it's Pride, CDL points, or Atlanta 10K on the line as well, it's going to be a great series indeed. Berlin control chance, interesting one we've seen get through as well. OpTic looking very, very good on that as well. In my head, dude, I'm still thinking that this is like Atlanta FaZe playing the long game, trying to work out the weaker game modes, get as many reps on it as possible against a solid team that are going to be going dumb hard. I think this is all good. I mean, we can rewind it back now and look at the hard points as well, but honestly, I think we're in for a treat. This should be a fantastic series.
I mean, it'll just be interesting through and through, but I think many things that are interesting, just the fact that they've played 4 times, we can see how these guys do in the head-to-head. Cellium, his KD, always ridiculous. Definitely takes a hit when he's playing against OpTic. Arcitys even more so. But the craziest thing to me is Scump completely turns up when he's been going against FaZe this year. I mean, a massive spike in the KD. Ordinarily, he's getting about 26% of his team's kills in hardpoint. He jumped up to 29% when he's playing against FaZe. So he has been completely lights out, and obviously like the standout player for OpTic to look at to see if he can keep that like pressure applied on the map. But that's just for hardpoints. And I just think it's interesting because obviously a big conversation is what the SMG duo is always going to be a factor. Who's the MVP of the year between Cellium and Dashy? But we'll have this for every single game mode. But obviously Cellium, as good as he's been, definitely the struggles are there when he's playing against OpTic.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, very, very interesting to note Scump's increased performance. We'll see if that comes through today as well, in the hard points in particular. Cellium, though, there's been a lot of talk in the town right now about him being probably one of the most dangerous players out there, bar none. So it's very interesting that he doesn't necessarily have the special sauce against OpTic, and he's yawning his head off right now. Not necessarily a sign of how tired he is, but maybe just getting himself into the swing of things. We have had a tiny technical issue, I believe, slowing the series start here. But Chance, what is it about Cellium that makes him such a disgustingly decisive player?
He does literally everything right at all times. Like he's incredibly difficult to kill. He'll always play the best spots in like the areas of the map that he plays. He's gonna know down to the very last detail more than any other player in the league. Like you can at your best get to his level, but it is very difficult to ever really surpass him. So I mean, he's obviously gross, and I know, you know, his stats do drop off a bit. Obviously when you're losing the series, the stats are gonna fall, but we can touch on that more, of course, later on. I think also very interesting, like it's just like a mental edge battle, right? Because OpTic and FaZe, irrespective of the teams, for the past like 10 years, there's been like an ebb and flow to which team is more dominant. Obviously, for the past few years, Atlanta has just been dominating everybody. You get that mental edge against these teams, but it's a brand new year, a brand new game in Atlanta. Obviously still towards the top, but I mean, if you're 0-4 against a team, that just like, that is in the back of your mind. That's in the front of OpTic's mind. It's not like they're going to be scared of this matchup anymore. They've beaten Atlanta when they've had a sub on their team. So even the fact that they are in the exact same situation now with Prolute, they still are going to have all the confidence in the world. For anyone that's ever played Call of Duty, confidence is king.
Indeed, and that's an interesting thing we talked about. I mean, Ali brought this up on the desk. It was the interview with Prolute, where he was saying that, you know, he plays against pro players, he plays kind of fearless, he just runs at them. This is a team that is not going to have that same kind of fear, whether or not you've got like a strange kind of dichotomy between a team that's got a mental head case situation against OpTic, but a group of 4 players who were essentially fearless and have seen the worst and the best themselves. I don't know, man. This is going to be a really interesting bout and a really interesting sort of benchmark for both squads going into the major.
I mean, that is one of those comments that, like, it can pan out for Prolute for the majority of the matches he plays to say that the pros play a little bit scared. aBeZy's not that guy. Even though aBeZy is not quite to the same level of godlike utter dominance he was in Cold War and Search and Destroy, he's still getting a decent number of first bloods, admittedly getting traded out a lot quicker and not quite getting the same value, but still getting value. And he will be up in your face. He will be behind you in your spawn, just like it is insane the way that FaZe have been playing Search and Destroy. Still a very good team, despite the fact that it's, you know, been their weakest game mode, but definitely not a team we are expecting to have any sort of fear. But obviously that'd be the Search and Destroy later on. The hard point on Gavutu. Again, the record for Atlanta FaZe looks ridiculous, but 3 of those 4 losses were to OpTic Texas.
They were indeed. Well, the time for talk is over. It's now time to get the game underway. Your Mountain Dew marquee match begins right here. Don't forget the $10,000 on the line here in the last match of Bounty Week as well. We got OpTic Texas, Atlanta FaZe, and this is going to be a treat. Gavutu, hard point up first. Here we go, Chance. Let's rock and roll in this one, man. Let's have a good time. It's been a wonderful day for esports all round, and we're only adding to the pile. Into the first point we go.
And if you paid attention to the keys to victory, the opening breaks, ever important against Atlanta FaZe, because they run the show on P1, but maybe the adjustments are there. That is at least a 3. Make it all 4 clean down. OpTic, they win the break, and again, FaZe are the best team at that. OpTic already. Nice start.
I start. Not only the kills in Hill, but now you're seeing the pressure now from Dashy. This is a 3 spree, looking to make it 4, as again, confidence is key. Great nade out of Simp. That's the comms now from Atlanta FaZe coming through. Beautiful awareness. Over to the boys now on the point. Shotzzy somehow managed to get behind them, already damaging the players trying to make the win a ring, but it's non-stop, dude. Everyone is playing out their minds. Scump's on a 3, can barely get the words out, but the kills are already there. Smooth moves, sweet shots from aBeZy, as everyone fighting tooth and nail for that first ring. But OpTic Texas, opening start, fantastic. 36 seconds already on the clock. Rotation's already done.
That is truly an absurd gunfight win by aBeZy, by the way, from being down low. But whatever the case may be, I mean, obviously a strong opening break, but then the SMG duel for OpTic running the show. Even now on rotation, Scump is winning some of these intro gunfights. And hey, boom, there's the second as well. The SMGs again making those high impact plays and getting Prolute exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah, he's the guy we are going to be watching as our Mountain Dew featured player. A lot of pressure on him here in ring. Won't be able to survive for much longer as FaZe. A clean break. 1 player left up. He's been taken care of. It was Scump. Over to Dashy now. Managed to slip top side of both. And again for Simp. Tries to pick him off. Good teamwork out of FaZe. They bought themselves time and they should be able to pull things back. But again, pressure from OpTic still on the point. And man alive, it looks hard to play against these boys.
Just incredibly annoying through and through. Arcitys is going to say wins a massive one-on-one, but Scump is there for the trades. But, I mean, you think you're safe for the scrap. Someone's always going to be flying in. And meanwhile, it's actually the same thing happening again. Shotzzy is basically fighting for the scrap time, being annoying, while the rest of OpTic is getting set up on rotation. And, I mean, they're making this P3 look nice and clean. Someone actually does need to get inside of the hill, and looks like Dashy's wrapping back. And while this is actually happening, the spawns have been flipped. An opportunity for aBeZy to make the play and sort of cut this push in half, and I think he's going to be able to do so.
He tried to get there as fast as he could now, and once again, another pinch coming on the other side. That's going to be Simp through ring. Can't get any more kills out of it. Pressure now towards the front side of the hill. OpTic Texas, ring control. Prolute's trying to find an opening through that first cut side, but aBeZy all over it. Great reads, good nades. Atlanta FaZe back in the swing of things here. They should be able to pull this one back, maybe even take the lead, and already aBeZy thinking about next hard point.
And that was a huge moment, by the way. And, well, this will be huge number 2. He just found the perfect timing to get through.
God.
Split the uprights, gets behind everybody, and OpTic are now completely unaware. And now I don't know exactly where he'll be blocking these spawns for, if OpTic will turn in time, but for the moment, they are absolutely clueless to the situation.
Prolute's checking the back. He's stun checking this indeed. He's going to have to wait for a few moments. The rest of FaZe are nowhere to be seen. So if aBeZy can get a kill here, that's one thing. He's got to stay alive as well, where his teammates do the work. Prolute now on the 1v1 against aBeZy. Round and round we go. Prolute wins a huge fight. That is control retained now for OpTic Texas. Time's going their way. The lead will change hands in a moment, and the boys have got to now win those fights mid-map, and it is looking squeaky clean for OpTic Texas.
I mean, that genuinely might be the most important gunfight of the entire map that the new kid on the block is able to come out on top of. But keep in mind, OpTic, yes, they had the lead and they had this rotation, but they actually dropped the ball on P3 because they sent too many players towards Ring, and obviously FaZe get the spawns in that moment. But outside of that, they are making up for that mistake. It looks like going into new, not only are they going to have a pretty sizable lead, but Shotzzy already here on the rotation, already on a 2 spree, winning these rotational gunfights. And I mean, OpTic, they might be able to make this chain.
This is great. They've cut the map in half entirely. They're winning their gunfights as well. FaZe, 2 members through the back now. This should be big for them as the rest of the team spawn up over towards that red tower. Great reads from Simp. Man, that's easy. Reads indeed. Over to the docks we go. P5. Big hard point now. Opportunity for FaZe to pull things back. They've got themselves an opening to get onto the point. They're worrying about every possible corner, and with good reason. Dashy, Prolute, kills are in. Your boy Prolute onto the point. Good work out of him. aBeZy trying to stay alive as long as possible under the coverage of Scump. OpTic have broken point. They're now in the corners. Oh, will they be able to get the time though? We're keeping this one going as this is a closely contested point.
I mean, it's just never easy for FaZe, is it? Like, even when they actually have the spawns for a hill, constantly getting shot in the back, players constantly jumping from above, and not easy to collect any of this P5 time, so OpTic continue to run it up, and it might not have been a clean full 60, but this is about as good as it gets, and now it's a rotation of P1 FaZe. This is where they're looking to turn the tide.
Great stuff again. FaZe falling back a little bit. Their second set of hard points are now up. It's looking good in game from OpTic Texas. Now a perfect time to go for a listen in, see how they're sounding.
He's push right still, Seth. Push right. Is he at the rock? Yo, push right. What could be green light? Could be green light. Dead. He's outer. He's outer cell. Outer cell. He's on. He's our side time. One is green now. And one's heading as well. One is in the dig. One is in the bump for sure. Did we shoot a river? Try to go right. I'm holding the bump. He's already our rock cell. Wait. I'm working the picture. What's your plus? He's on the low tank. I'm low tank cell. Yo, our ramp, and one's outer. Low beach cell. That's fine. That's perfect. One's low beach cell. He's on the deep side. Yeah, but I'll bring you. Yo, 2 mid steps. I have 2 mid steps. There you know. I'm waking up. They're holding nothing. That was low beach as well. I'm pushing out low cliff.
It is an unbelievable battle for that ring side of the map, but that hard point comes to a close. Over to the ship side we go now. OpTic with a bit of control. Let's go to Atlanta FaZe and hear how they break it.
One shot on the rock. He's on the rock. He's on the rock. I see that. I'm more mid right now. Yeah, I'm top of the. Nice. Top ring. Good job. Let's go top. Relax. I have ring. Yeah, I have time. One's on their hole. They're hole already. Prolute. I got time. My mid's open. You want to my mid's open. I think ladder thing. Yo, Shotzzy on the steps. Try and play around top. Shotzy's in ring going right. Are you stepping? Oil. Shot me on time, guys. Okay. Hey, Tubbo one oil. Play on top. I see your steps. Just kill that kill. Yeah, Prolute our side point. Look at mid for a second. I'm something mid. Yo, kill me under. Go. Last kill was ring. Okay. Let's get. Top ring Shotzzy. Nah, top ring Shotzzy. Let's push the old, yeah? I'm focusing on ring. On team middle. Good job. Get time? Alright, get that. Yeah, I'm on that. I think there's another top ring. Yeah, they like pushing out low ring. Okay? Okay, I don't have I need no time. I'll team new. I dropped the going around. Deep. He's tower one shot branding us.
Great comms out of both teams' chance here as we're having a grand old time on Gavutu over towards the beach side. Third hard point here in the second set, and Atlanta FaZe within biting distance of the point.
Hey, FaZe have battled back, but look, this is the hill where OpTic last time just made a mistake that allowed OpTic to get in the mix, but no mistakes this time. They at least have players in the hill, but actually, Cellium, I think with nades to help him, gets the wall bang to keep the players outside of the point, and I mean, FaZe are perfectly happy with this. If OpTic's not collecting time and they win the rotation, I mean, they're going to be golden. Scump able to gun him down with the automaton, and you already see number 3 on the minimap. Shotzzy trying to make a play as OpTic now actually returned to time. So, funnily enough, aBeZy tried to make the same play that Shotzzy is now at these final 20 seconds, absolutely going to OpTic.
And he's seen plenty. He's seen all he needs to see is the sneaky little Shotzzy, the voyeur from the top side of the hard point. Out he goes. He's a little more abrasive than aBeZy. Right in the mix. Oh, man. Arcitys is having a slow game. That was a big fight to win. Helps his teammates get into the mix, and that's going to be massive. Scump from the front side. Hard point comes to a close. That's going to be his force spree done as well. Dashy beaming from top ring. We've got control now for Atlanta FaZe. The radar station is open. This is hard point number 4. It's a tough one indeed, but OpTic are making a fight forward.
And they're pinching from both sides as well. Shotzzy's got nades rolling on through. Actually spots aBeZy as well. So that'll be a free B pick. And he's got the teammates now here for support. He's looking for the spawn kills in the back that he will get oh so quickly. His teammates get him out. And now with his FaZe pin in the back, OpTic can run away with the game right here.
They got to make it work, though. You got to keep FaZe trapped in while picking up the hard point time. Stun contest continues. Kills come through. It's up to Scump on the front. He goes down as well as aBeZy is continuing to be a terror here on Gavutu. Cell trying to make his way forward as well. Coverage from Arcitys. Good work now from FaZe to stay alive here. They've not been trapped. They have some clearance out, but they got to find the kills.
And that is a massive moment just to be able to get a little bit of breathing room on this rotation. And hey, breathing room, thy name is Cell. Finding his way out with gunfights like that. And hey, the boat is now yours, but the hill is the next step in the process. An incredibly tight game. And actually, aBeZy's made his way over towards the point. Now it's FaZe that are being annoying to OpTic on this P5 hill.
FaZe fly forward. 200 points now for OpTic Texas. 5 behind Atlanta FaZe. Massive kills out of Prolute. Your Mountain Dew featured player on a 3 spree now. Looking to clean out both sides as well. Makes it 4. Any more to be had? That would be something. But for now, his teammates have got control of the hard point. We won't be winning it here for OpTic Texas. And Prolute doing what he can to make sure his teammates pick up every single kill possible. Simp has opened the flank. Prolute shuts it indeed. That's a 5 spree. Great work out of OpTic Texas.
And this is also what a free rotation over towards ring. Prolute's going to be still the cutoff man over towards P5, doing it all. Gets the glide bomb. Arcitys maybe the next one in line, but look at the battle now over for ring. Scump the first one here.
Come on.
Can't win the gunfight on the front, but here comes the kid. 8 spree ring control and doing his best just to stay alive.
Unreal, man. This 8 spree is insane. That's the first time we've seen him take hits, and finally the nade comes through to kill him. Over to the next ring we go. This is a big one. OpTic Texas can get the win here. 25 to get it done. aBeZy on the contest. It's Scumpy now in the ring, toe-to-toe with one of the meanest in the league, and he wins the fight. Glide coming through, and this is going to buy nothing but time. Prolute putting that hard work to good use, and Scump and the crew locking this one down. FaZe, one more decent break. They can stay alive here on the point.
Hold the front, that is all you got to do. Easy gunfights from here on out. Stay forward and gun them down. The trades are in, everybody falling. Arcitys, the last one in line, and he is gone. OpTic Texas on Gavutu, run the show. FaZe do not have an answer.
Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. Prolute spree, man, that was absolutely rancid. The whole team was frying. Scump with the opening plays. We saw Shotzzy take over in mid-game, but Prolute towards the end there, man. Very impressive stuff out of the sub. Atlanta FaZe, they got a little bit of soul searching to do after that one. It was a closely contested matchup until it weren't. But man, what a great start with this Mountain Dew marquee match. OpTic Texas take the lead 1-0.
And look, I mean, Atlanta FaZe, they just got outslayed by maybe 20, 25 kills and still kept it close. Like, the slang wasn't there, but for the most part, FaZe played it fairly mistake-free. But still, it's a situation where now 4 of your 5 losses are to OpTic on this map. And I'd say, again, the slang, just too much, man. Negative 12 for Arcitys, negative 14 there for Simp. They just did not have the gunning when it came to the map. And I mean, Dashy, top damage, Prolute right behind them. And it is worth pointing out, by the way, Prolute also had the biggest gunfight of the entire game against aBeZy. OpTic, in my mind, were the team that really made the only major mistake. It was on that P3 hill. They let aBeZy through on P4, but Prolute bailed him out there. And I mean, frankly, OpTic just never looked back.
Never look back, man. Highlights are going to be great because let's say the average gun skill of every player in this lobby is way up there. So this is going to be a real entertaining one indeed. But this was the fight. Prolute winning this fight here gives his boys full coverage over by that hard point. No one's in the back. You've got the front sorted. And look at the scoreline disparity then. That was a huge turning moment there for OpTic Texas.
And I mean, I suppose credit where credit's due, though, because obviously Atlanta did fight back. I mean, they nearly got pinned in the back spawns on the second set of rotations on the P4 hill. will. They fought out of that. Cellium just winning wild gunfights. They applied the pressure to P5, but obviously, I mean, that was where Prolute again goes on the spree, gets the glide bomb, and I mean, really just seals the deal because it buys you not a free rotation of ring because FaZe actually put on some pressure, but certainly their lives were much, much easier after the fact. But I mean, I suppose this is how the series have been going. OpTic just that slight edge, especially in the hard point and especially on Gavutu, and this time it'll be no different.
Yeah, this was the spree from Prolute, culminating in that glide bomb, of course, and a magnificent bit of work to help his boys get towards that ring side of the map, get that control. And you see how fast he calls this win. As soon as the kills come through, he's like that, yeah, sweet, I'm calling it. We're all good here. The second he dies, into the mix once again, giving the boys that coverage. Man, whew, what a spicy start. 250, 205. The final score there is Atlanta FaZe. The kills were there, but not quite enough to get the job done. Gavutu goes the way of OpTic, and now we roll over to Search and Destroy. And chance, I don't know what the sort of odds were on for Atlanta FaZe winning map number 1, but now we go to the Search and Destroy, which has not been their game mode all year long. How you feeling, mate? What's tickling your pickle?
Like, I mean, obviously, just there's going to be a question mark, just the fact that OpTic is playing with a sub. I know they're like still haven't lost a map in this stage playing with Prolute, so like things are definitely going well, but we still do not know. Now we go into a bocage where these two teams actually haven't met up with each other, at least not for Search and Destroy. So even more of a question mark there. We at least had some sort of indication on the Gavutu and certainly some maps later in the series where we know, like on the Gavutu, OpTic have the edge, but this is anyone's game. There's absolutely no telling. And again, you got to talk about what Prolute was saying in the interview, how like he is willing to just run at players and Search and Destroy, but the guys he's going against, this in my mind is where the battle like truly is between Cellium and Dashy. Because I think, especially when we go to control, you're going to see Dashy has a clear-cut edge, but these guys go toe-to-toe, and this is where everybody is consistent as well. But obviously, when it goes to consistency, well, OpTic have had the slight edge, and I would say, actually, funnily enough, I think Shotzzy probably the most impactful player as well. I know overall it's 7.2 kills per round. Cellium the next highest in the lobby, but this is where it is just truly a battle, and we get to see exactly what kind of ground FaZe has covered, because obviously, I mean, it's been the theme for these guys for the past couple weeks. Search and Destroy is where they need to improve, and we'll get a very quick look at how they do on bocage.
Yeah, bocage, again, a small map. Let's put it one way. It's going to be a hot one indeed. Atlanta FaZe, known for their pace, known for their blistering speed. We'll see if they can put it to test here on the bocage. As you're looking across the ranks this season so far, OpTic Texas looking up there. And again, that defensive wins not too far behind, though, again, is, of course, Atlanta FaZe. Now, the stats are one thing. What the hell we're going to see in this matchup is another. But here we go. The marquee match continues. Into the Search and Destroy we go.
And Dashy obviously popping off or really just doing his normal thing, you could say, on Gavutu, but everybody there in the slang, that is actually wild how well all four of those players perform. But I mean, again, I just want to see how Prolute's going to do in Search and Destroy. He has had two pretty fantastic maps overall, the 12-3 against Florida, the highlight on Berlin, but now he will have guys like aBeZy running at him. Want to see how he handles the pressure as Scump doing his best just to stay alive.
Oh my God, Scump, let alone staying alive, takes care of Simp. At first blood going the way now of OpTic Texas. You've got that player aBeZy with the bomb inside the map. He's going to be on the inside of the A-bomb site. He's in trouble already. Shotzzy is getting in the mix, finding a few more kills here. Cellium now trying to help his boys out. It's now a 1v3 as Cell is in trouble, but he's not slowed down the pace. He's going for it right now.
Everything's covered, though, for the side of OpTic. They have him trapped, surrounded. Check the last quarter, and there he goes. OpTic Texas with a dominant first-round win. Credit to Scump to not only get away from the fights over towards Kitchen, but to actually get the first blood on Simp. And I mean, think about the fact that this is their first time actually matching up on bocage, Search and Destroy. We also have later on the first time they've matched up on Berlin Hardpoint. If you're Atlanta FaZe, you're thinking of like new ways, even in the pick and bans, to get some sort of advantage. Because again, OpTic has had the edge. If OpTic come out, even with sub, and start beating you on even the maps you haven't played, that makes your life miserable down the line.
Let's see what happens now in round number 2. Shotzzy's up.
Oh,
nice
God.
nade work again. Beautiful teamwork already from OpTic Texas. That second kill there from Prolute going to his name. Slowing things down somewhat here. OpTic now through the front of Grannies. In they go. A-bomb site looking to be the target. Room by room, clearing things out. aBeZy finds one, traded out immediately. Now you've still got that Granny's control. Simp getting into the mix also now. The involvement from Simp has been somewhat slow in this match so far, but he's going to get himself on the board. 2v2.
And good news is, at least for FaZe, bomb is down sort of front zig, so they can afford to play it patient. And you basically have Arcitys just posted up watching the back. At some point, Arcitys might feel the pressure, or he'll send Simp in for the free kill. Maybe in the future, he'd have been worried about the flank, but that is a clean setup from Simp and Arcitys, leaving Dashy in the 1 versus 2, and now FaZe know exactly where he is.
Yeah, they know where he is and where he could be, and if he picks up this bomb, which he will, they've got an idea. Checking those bodies. Oh, there's OpTic Texas players now. Eyes are all over the place. 25 seconds now remaining on the clock for Dashy to try to lay this bomb. Not an easy thing to do. He's going to hit bottom grannies, and if he times this well, he might be able to catch 1 player, but 15 now on the clock. He's making his way towards A. Surely they see this.
I was going to say, he's also incredibly loud. Keep in mind, does not have that dead silence pop, nor ninja, and it looks like that's going to get red quickly, or maybe not. Simp doesn't pounce right away.
Doesn't pounce right away. Dashy's going to reposition top side of grannies. That's good. Sees at least 1. He's going to make him now run for it. Oh, I love this out of Dashy. He's pulling the defense to and fro. Will he be shot in the back here? Unfortunate timing. He did the best he possibly could there, but it is a saving grace for Atlanta FaZe. Little tense. Gotta say, man. Gotta say. We're only at 1-1, but okay.
I'm actually a little surprised. I just thought he was gonna like you know, hop up on the barrels or like check the stats, but he didn't care about that push at all. But yeah, I mean, definitely you, the 1v2. There is not a single player in this lobby you are not scared of, and that is COD timing at its finest.
I mean, admittedly, both players were in top barn with him there, or top grannies rather. They had eyes on him regardless of the situation, but the timing at which he sprinted just to see Sim the very, very slightest outside of his peripheral vision there. Unfortunate, but here we go though, another round. This is going to be OpTic Texas now on defense. Bomb in the hands of aBeZy. Forward FaZe go. As OpTic have lined themselves up. Little heavy stack towards B on the defense. Nice work out of Dashy on that first blood.
Oh, he gets caught though. Arcitys, nice shots through the wall to catch him. The X-ray vision clearly turned on. Still though, 3v3. This pace has been slowed down to a screeching halt, just playing for picks for the moment. No idea what Arcitys is shooting at, but definitely making noise, causing problems, and Shotzzy is tagged up. He's got 2 players right behind him.
Back over to Prolute, 3-1 so far. Shotzzy, 1, 2. Oh, takes the second shot. Oh my word, somehow catches the what is going on? What is going on? Players running past each other. Scump through the mid map. It's now 1v1 Prolute versus Simp. What in the name of all things sacred? This round has been a spicy one, and now they're crossing lines again. Simp with a gunny, but Prolute wins it. What was that round?
A massive win is what that round is. Prolute delivering for the team. Chaos for Shotzzy is he just got hand-delivered 3 different free kills at different times, and
2.
he had to go and take 3. The third. Poor
Arcitys,
man. Yeah.
Poor guy ran straight into that one. He's like, oh, there's an MP40 ringing out my ears, my face, everything's gone. That's unfortunate. Shotzzy could have been, and that could have been a 3-piece for the ages if he caught all of them, man. Great stuff though. Another round we go. Prolute saves the day with a 1v1 against the Phenom Simp. 4-1 so far. Shotzzy looking at the sky.
I mean, pray to the heavens for the nades to land down low. Also, you know, might help to go and pick up that bomb at some point, but hey, Prolute's wrapping back to get that. Meanwhile, Dashy's spawning the first bloods from the middle of the map to back L. He takes down Arcitys.
Indeed. This should land. Nice nade up there from Dashy. Simp. Ooh, close, but no cigar. Scump will catch Cellium any second now. Indeed, made it look so easy to kill one of the finest in the league like that. 4v2 now. OpTic Texas, they are running this one home, and Scump's spidey senses more than tingling, I would imagine, right now. However, Simp's managed to get all the way through the back. aBeZy catches 1. Trades are on. Oh, no good for Simp either. OpTic Texas, another great round.
That was just a good read, too. Obviously, great teamwork to make sure you're grouped up together to trade out any kills aBeZy might make, because aBeZy was actually making a pretty interesting play, being aggressive at sight, and, well, Simp is also being aggressive on the full flank, but, I mean, Scump, I think he felt that pressure getting chased when he was sliding into barn and read it the whole way home. OpTic Texas right now, even about Kaj, I think their first bloods, even the round that they lost, I mean, they've been pretty on point. Sort of a different idea they've brought to the table every round. And speaking of ideas, no one likes picking up the bomb at first.
I mean, look, we're going to let the bomb fly here. Scump's in. Beautiful work out of Scump. Stays alive. His teammates are dropping around him now. 2v3. FaZe with the numbers. And they're not picking up that bomb. They're playing a straight up TDM. This is it. They're going for the destroy, let alone the search. Now that's going to be Arcitys post up towards the back tank, trying to slow things down. Eyes on these remaining 2 OpTic players, and Simp is going to wrap back. A little bit of help from Cell there to get the job done. Heavy lifting on the old bomb, but a strange round indeed. Last 2 remaining members of OpTic still alive.
And this is an incredible position from Arcitys. He's going to be able to see so much of the map. And in the meantime, Simp is finding kills on Scump. But, I mean, Arcitys, just from where he's standing, can see basically the full flank. Like, he can see everything from this spot. And Dashy prayers in this 1v3. Simp staying on bomb, Cellium staying down Røkkr. Just got beautiful timing there. But that doesn't make this kill a freebie by any means. And he's very loud, but does get one.
Very loud indeed. The first is grabbed. Less than 30 now to get the remaining 2 and the defuse. We've seen Dashy do crazier things. The dead silence popped. He's made his way across. Oh no, son. Get him. Pistol's out. Smooth moves. It's a good bit of work. Now it's a 1v1. 15 seconds on the clock here for Dashy, and this could be done. He's got no idea where Simp is, and he has sadly guessed wrong. There is the player you were looking for, mate. Great work out of FaZe. Simp staying alive in those final few moments, not firing his weapon, leaves Dashy guessing as to where he may have been.
Yeah, hell of a try, but, you know, sort of like a blind 50-50 towards the end, just because, you know, obviously no intel after he gets the kill on RC. So definitely a good try. Definitely want to make it Atlanta FaZe sweat just a little bit. But either way, we talked about how good the opening breaks on these rounds have been for OpTic. Well, that time FaZe, not only whether or not they got the first blood, they ended up in a 3 versus 2 in the first 5 seconds of the round. So they definitely took advantage of that early edge.
A weird one indeed. Different looks on the defense here from Atlanta FaZe. Shotzzy's in. All day bomb site cleared, checked out. Checking corners. Here comes Simp. Round the corner, finds one. Shots are on, but not the kill. aBeZy, though, his teammate makes his way through. Trades are all good. 2v3.
At SMG duo battle this time, just because the door getting creaked open. FaZe were able to pounce. Dashy v Cellium, your MVP matchup, maybe. Not going to happen just yet, or maybe you'll have a bad angle. Cellium, without question, saw Dashy in that moment. So FaZe, they have the jump on the intel game.
And they've got each other covered. The trust right now, the teamwork. The Cellium dances away, massive amount of damage dealt, and it's enough to get aBeZy into the fight. Now aBeZy in position to take on Prolute. RC's a little further away. He does have the B-bomb site covered still, but Prolute, bomb in hand, he has dipped, son. Might be able to make his way towards A. For a Mountain Dew featured player, this is a 1v2. And a historic one at that, if you can pull it off.
They did not spot him. Actually, maybe they did. I actually can't tell. Both these players wrapping back, so I think they did spot Prolute on the cross, and I think aBeZy got the intel, and he is going straight in for it. Prolute not used to having players run at him, and well, here they are. You are trapped. Come out with your hands up. A very quick retake on the A bomb site. No time wasted. Atlanta FaZe playing their numbers perfectly.
They really do. And that's the thing. I mean, aBeZy, he's not one to waste time. Arcitys can play a little slower. Again, aBeZy, you expect him to hound his way forward. Makes that fast route in the bomb, gets a little bit of damage in as he tries to escape through tools, and sets up Arcitys perfectly there for the kill. Good work, Atlanta FaZe, staying alive here in the search and destroy. Man, you got to say it, they've been putting in the work. This is a good looking search for out of both teams. We could be going the distance.
A nice back and forth game as well. Again, a decent mix of opening strat ideas have come out from both of these teams, and a couple nades coming through just to check the street. Scump has been in this corner before. Shotzzy now, excuse me. But they've certainly made use of it in the past, and I think aBeZy's trying to find the routes. He is already down through tunnel. He's looking for a free first blood, and he's going to find it on Scump. If he checks the final corner.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. He's made it all the way through. He got Dashy. We were expecting Scump to be the player to fall, and now he's not. Still, the aBeZy first blood. Will he be traded? 1v1 against the King. He's taken clean down. So it's a 3v3. A-bomb plant now. Fast one for Atlanta FaZe. And that spot. Oh, an unfortunate stun landing there. That could be huge. Now, you got the information passed over. It's a Shotzzy immediately right into the fight. Finds at least one. 3v2 OpTic on the retake.
And now it's Shotzzy and Prolute working together. It's Arcitys by himself in the back. He gets one, but now Arcitys knows Shotzzy's going to be looking to hunt him down. I think his teammate Cellium might have spotted him top barn, so now they know he's around barn. Arcitys doing his best to play his life, and look at the tax coming through. Wow. They get the intel they need, and Arcitys out like a ghost in the night. Route man gets stayed, and well, he doesn't get the gunfight, but he did his job.
He did a great job as well. Shotzzy will get the kill, Cell with the reads, the last few moments there. But hey, man, Atlanta FaZe doing a great job there of staying alive in that situation. Even though they lost aBeZy on that top tank spot, they wanted to clear that out before they planted the bomb at A. They did a huge bit of work to stay alive there. Great recovery. What could have been a disastrous moment for them in that round.
Yeah, and you know, Arcitys does get gunned to bed, but hey, at the very least, you get the guaranteed round win. And him and Cellium working together in that 2v3 was perfect. Also, OpTic and Dashy, they have to be confused as to how aBeZy shot him in the back at the first 20 seconds of the round and somehow got past Scump. That was just a wild first blood.
Unreal. I mean, we'll watch that one back. See how that looks. Tacticals, lethals, everything's out. Opening gambit now for OpTic Texas here. We're going to get ourselves onto the bomb. It's a fast plant now from Prolute. Simp on the stairwell. The Scump was there just a moment ago. Oh, the timing of this could be great. Good teamwork coming through from FaZe there. Bomb does get planted now. Shotzzy on the other side of the map. Catches at least one. This is great. 3v3 now.
And now aBeZy's on the hunt. He's going to be trying to chase Shotzzy down. And there you go. Give him the comms. He has to be in tunnels. So now main advantage for the retake. But with bomb down, still not easy. Scump and Dashy can certainly clutch.
Yep, I'm going to try to clutch up now. No, that makes it so much harder. Dashy now, if he can take care of the players on the bomb. He knows Arcitys is likely to be on the defuse. Checks the peak, but that's a big win. Less than 20 seconds now to work. And FaZe, they haven't moved. They've remained mostly stationary. Will Dashy peek once more and catch another member off of the bomb? Oh, it was close. Just a second to spare. FaZe, they take the lead, and this is map point.
In every single one of these rounds, if FaZe is playing any slower, they do not convert. It is a lightning pace that these guys are setting, and maybe that was the answer to the magic that Prolute was bringing early on. I mean, right there, he gets that kill. I think there's, what, 8.5 seconds on the clock. If he wastes any more time to go clear out Zig and Grandma's, like both of these teams making high-level plays. Now it's Atlanta, one round away from tying up the series.
That's an incredible decision made there by aBeZy to hit top grannies, to hit that window. Of all the locations Dashy could have potentially been on that little runaround with the time to cut the player off bomb, it all worked out. At point, FaZe. Would they be able to convert it here on offense? The bomb teetering towards A. His teammates now making their way through mid. It is Simp with the bomb in hand. Here goes aBeZy. First man in. What will he find?
And they have completely pumped the brakes. Both of these squads decided we're going to take our time trying to make plays now, but they saved the nades for the back tank, but it's Shotzzy that's playing more aggressive, so he's actually down low. Everyone for FaZe grouped up, and Scump knows he has at least one. Meanwhile, Shotzzy finds the pick. Dashy, in the meantime, finding the next. All of a sudden, it's a slow round, but now a 2v4 for Atlanta.
It's the Terrors. Over towards the bomb site they go. The Scump eliminated. And the senior of the team now will be watching on as his teammates try to stay alive here on Barkaj. Will we see the plant come through? As the reposition out from Shotzzy, he may be able to catch a player out. Will Simp check this? He's seen the tip of his head. That's massive information now from Shotzzy. That could be it. A game-changing moment as the bomb making its way towards B. But now OpTic will be able to they responded indeed. And Prolute gets the kill. Lordy.
Oh, that's 3 kills on sit. Dude, that is ridiculous shots from Prolute with the pistol, by the way. That is, I'm assuming he just got caught YYing and didn't make a single bit of difference. So, I mean, Prolute has been winning his ones without question.
Shotzzy doesn't have to take the fight there of Simp on the A bomb site. He just calls it straight away. He's like, they haven't planted A, they're moving to B. That gives Prolute the move through the back line. Dashy's top grannies. He's able to help out there as well. Good moves out of OpTic Texas. Very, very calm composure. That was a tough situation. They buy themselves one more lifeline. Another round, we go to round 11.
I think what FaZe finally pumped the brakes on offense, really took their time to set something up, and right now you hear the shot from Dashy just clearing out top grandmas, at least at the start of the round, but now aBeZy's repositioned, so after the wall banks come through, he does take over that power spot. It definitely looks like this bomb is going to be leaning towards this A side, all of OpTic grouped up.
Yeah, no one from FaZe is really in a spot to peek out and catch a kill here, except for Simp. Now he goes forward. Tucks himself in a corner here. If he gets flanked, that's bad news. His teammates are going to be able to watch that one. The front is all him. Gunfights through mid. aBeZy still top granny side. A couple of shots through. Simp, a big fight. Wins the fight against Shotzzy. That's tremendous. Traded out immediately. The bomb was going to go towards B, but now I think with that gunfight chance, they're going to stick it out over here at A.
In 40 seconds, though, it's a decent chunk of time to actually make any sort of calls you want. You see, they're having the conversation about it. B eventually is the decision. And FaZe have not yet wrapped at all towards this site. aBeZy may be the first player to make a jump, but he goes too quick. And hey, there's Scump ready for the chow, gets that next pick, and now man advantage and bomb down for OpTic Texas. And Scump roaming everywhere. He saw Cellium without question.
He saw Cell. He's going to check these corners. Cell has no idea he's here.
Maybe not.
He didn't. He thought he saw him cross, and now he's worried about it. And Cellium's in. He's in the back line. That's still on Dashy now. He's going to watch this long line of sight. On the pinch, though, it's Arcitys. Dead silence just come to a close. He has to now go 1v1 against Prolute. Cell wins his. Will Arcitys win his fight now? The ankles cleaned up. It all comes down to Scump. He may have seen Cellium to start things off, but can he close out the round? 15 seconds has to keep him off the bomb. He has to keep them off the defuse. Checks it. No, the trap was set, and Cell jumps it. Man, that is a trademark Atlanta FaZe round. Magnificent moves. They take the search. And son, what a good game this is.
Dude, you got to get a doctor to check out the size of Cellium's brain. That might be at dangerous levels. Not only fact, though, I'm pretty sure Scump actually did see Cellium on the cross, and the reason Scump played it like that in Barn is he's waiting for, like, the grouping. He's looking for Arcitys as well, because Dashy got the call out to stare at the flank, and, well, Cellium reads that like a book. They had no intel on where Scump was in the later parts of that round, and even with how little time there was on the clock, Cell stays posted up. No one hops the bomb straight away, and that is high-level S&D gameplay. Cellium might have only gone 6 and 8, but those 2 final kills he got sealed the deal. What a bounce-back game for Atlanta.
Not only like to take care of Dashy, who's posted up in a corner, looking for you on the flank, cleans that kill up, and then to wait out Scump and bait the bomb like that, man, that's some Giga Brain stuff right there. Unreal work. Atlanta FaZe, we have critiqued their search and destroy to no end, but a 6-4 against OpTic Texas in situations like that, you got to tip the cap. Beautiful stuff. We're tied up 1-1. Chance this series, it was always going to be good, but now it may be great.
And look, just keep in mind, too, the Bocage S&D, it's the first time these teams have squared up all year long. And admittedly, it was obviously a very tight game. It's not like OpTic will be fearful going forward, but always nice just to have that extra map as like that mental edge. Now you have something a little extra in the pick and ban. So little wins like that, I think, like throughout the year can go a long way.
We'll see, though, if the series will go the longest of ways. We're only 2 maps down, potentially 3 more to go. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break, friends. When we come back, we're going to be playing Berlin Control here, the Call of Duty League.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Zenny. Armor your eyes with Block's gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can. Upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our Game Fuel marquee match continues. Map number 3 here between OpTic Texas and Atlanta FaZe. And I tell you what, if you missed that Search and Destroy, scrub through the bar below us here on YouTube and check that bad boy out. Some of the finest search you will see all year long. Insane stuff. But now, for those of you living in the present, we're going to dive into Berlin Control. This should be an absolute humdinger as well, as so far, this series has yet to disappoint. Tied up 1-1. This is going to be a banger.
And look, so you're going to see the records. Yeah, Atlanta FaZe 3-0. One of those wins is against OpTic. We've talked about the series head-to-head. OpTic have obviously had the jump on Atlanta in every single game mode, but Control is where it is most extreme, and we're trying to make a sneaky play off the timing, try to catch these guys off guard. And we'll hopefully see how it pans out. Shotzzy's in a 1v1 towards A. The fight is over towards B, and Prolute at least wins the first read in the gunfight. Couple trades going through. Simp wins the one on A, so this will be getting captured, but the most important thing is this B point, and that is where aBeZy's at.
Lord almighty, we're spinning plates over here in the Call of Duty League, and God bless you observers trying to catch it all. Over to the B zone we go, and aBeZy has done a magnificent job at capturing the first segment all alone. The sacrifices from his teammates early on were not in vain. Reinforcements now coming through in the form of Arcitys on the flank. His teammates on the front side do lose the fight. Can they catch any more here? This is a wonderful bit of the do-si-do, the dipsy-doodle right now for Atlanta FaZe staying alive on B.
Well, staying alive for the moment. Eventually, they get cleared out. I love the attempt, and they at least get one tick. I mean, I think the way Berlin is played out, it's pretty much 50-50. I think it might be like dead on 50-50 for offense versus defense, but when you are on the attack, it is almost a guarantee that at some point you will capture A. I think there has been a single team that has been stopped once, but really the fight when you're on defense, it's obviously keep B control the entire time, and well, Dashy's doing exactly that, but otherwise, just be annoying as possible and try to find some kills.
We'll work out aBeZy to stay alive. Arcitys trying to clear at the back. I'll get them all. 2 players now still in the spawns. That is ugly, man. I mean, FaZe, they're going to be definitely spawning to the right-hand side of the map. There are 2 members of OpTic Texas up in your grill. I mean, that's basically their spawn now. Forget it. Cell, spot and ankles out. He's trying to stay alive here. Bind his teammates that time. Again, there's no way. They're getting towards B here. Angles are covered. FaZe starting to bleed out now as OpTic Texas slaying them through. Back over to Prolute, our Mountain Dew featured player.
And I think that's going to be the consistent attempt from FaZe. Maybe a couple players being sent, maybe on the full rotation. aBeZy's being allowed to flank, but everybody else, and until you clear out the train side of the map, you're pretty much never going to be able to capture B. And hey, they have just cleared out trains and then some. Now aBeZy gets to go for some spawn kills. Scump wins a massive one-on-one inside the hill, but aBeZy's starting to get kills on the flank, so the pressure is now on.
There's 3 members now of Atlanta FaZe on B. It's going to evaporate real fast. Second segment gone. That's the round. It's done. It's done. Ring the bell. Atlanta FaZe, get it done on offense.
Perfection. That is the playbook. That is how you want to do it. If you want to send a player on the flank, fine, but aBeZy has to play the timings perfectly, and he does. He gets the kill he needs when he's killing the spawners, but that's just because his team cleared out train perfectly. Every single gunfight won. I mean, I know Scump was able to take 1 down before he fell, but effectively it was a 4 down, and as soon as you control of that B point, well, it does get captured oh so quickly.
Not only does the team make the dream work, but also stacking up point really helps as well. League rank play teammates, I'm talking to you. Here we go though. Atlanta FaZe on the defense, opting heavy towards B. Shotzzy wins the fight in mid. There's going to be a couple of players now through the outside of the train, and it's going to be Scump slides right on through. Oh, lordy, he's gunning them. That's massive out of OpTic. That's exactly what you wanted to see. It's a 3-man stack. The 1 player on the outside is going to be Shotzzy. 1, 2, 3, spots him out. A lot of information gained. This is going to hurt real bad. The fight on the front, though, does manage to go through. A couple of players now dropped out for OpTic. Second segment gone. This is still a very worthwhile attack.
Hey, just get on the point, Dash. Yeah, just stack it with your friends. You will be there for the securing. If you win the 1 gunfight he needs to, that should be enough, but he will take more. Give him all 3 and make it a 4 spree, but that is the hard part done. OpTic, as far as I'm concerned, have basically already won this round. That's about how annoying can you be.
Hey, Saz. And 25 lives for OpTic Texas as they continue to slay seemingly out of control now. All their attention turns towards the A zone. Chance, you brought it up in the previous round. It's kind of easy. It's almost a given that you will be able to get players on it and start the capture, and that's exactly what OpTic Texas are doing. Scump leading the charge. Now this is a tough bit of work for Atlanta FaZe to clear this point out.
And I think the only way you can even like manage to defend the A point in its entirety on defense is like you have to get pushed out past docks in that train room and try to force like the spawns to be the bottom right side of the map. But even when you're doing that, they will still be very quick off spawn to be back around this point on the attack. And obviously they can get set up for flanks. You can get annoying inside P2. And right now that's exactly what the SMGs are trying to do. Is, I mean, Shotzzy's actually making plays. They're trying to be the cutoff man.
Again, statue mid-map side now. Two-man stack here from Prolute and Scump. Massive workout of Shotzzy. Take care of the reinforcements. Kills on point are all good. Still to aBeZy though, as Arcitys are getting involved as well. Prolute has to dip. His teammates now helping him out. Big win on aBeZy. The timing, the bait, the switch, the ins and outs here on the A zone are tremendous. That's a two-man stack. This is going to be big from Simp. Can't check every possible corner because there's 700 of them. OpTic Texas take care of their offensive round as well.
And this is the anything you can do, I can do better almost sort of game we're having right now, because the strat was almost exactly the same. Get your high aggressive SMG player into fire, let him being annoying on the flank. First round, it was aBeZy. This time, it was Shotzzy.
Oof.
And of course, the victory lap of the final three is easy for Dashy, but it is just those plays to get inside that B zone, and you can make that happen on offense, which FaZe is trying again right off the break. That's how you win Berlin.
Three-man stack, one through middle. That's the way they do it. Trades coming through. FaZe hyper aggressive through the front door. Arcitys somehow wins two, and Simp, the only man to take care of it. Shotzzy on the 4 spree here. Checking every corner. Forward he goes. A massive gunfight from Simp to win there. Will be traded immediately as the 14-7 of Prolute continues. Good Mountain Dew featured player for a good reason.
And now Atlanta may be trying to think about that two-front war. aBeZy trying to make some plays, but he gets caught. But OpTic doing the right thing. The heavy stack over towards this B zone, even while A is getting captured. OpTic will be happy to let that slowly get captured up, as Cellium will be playing outer. Definitely wants to play his life. Any kills he can get sort of drags OpTic a little bit farther back, but they get some clearance and enough clearance that now they're trying to defend A.
Yep. Arcitys trying to bring the fight close up. aBeZy's little tagged. Good work there with the rat to help his teammates get out of spawn at the very least. A's gone. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play with now for Atlanta FaZe on this offensive round. We've seen how successful and deviant they can be. And they've gone all the way around. They're out. Massive shots from Dashy from one corner of the map to the center. Now you're just worrying about making your way across. But for FaZe, oh, this is a weird one.
Okay, someone just spawned in the hill, I assume. I looked away for a second because I thought someone was going to set up. I guess they literally spawned over towards B, but I was going to say, FaZe is so deep into your spawn, things are going to start to get weird.
Yep, going to get real weird. Atlanta FaZe members now spawning with one of them at the B bomb site.
Wow.
The battle, I mean, look where they're going to spawn now, though. Back top right, a long journey to get across towards B. You've still got Dashy, backside of train, patient as ever. He has transformed his gameplay under the tutelage of Rambo Ray and his new teammates. Dashy's looking stronger than he has in a very, very long time. There's discipline coming through once again from OpTic Texas. Beautiful work from them. Is Prolute finding the shots? Can he clean up Arcitys? No. However, Cellium has managed to hit the flank. It's a 1v1 with him and Scump on the B zone in a moment.
Hey, this looks like Dashy, the most miserable thing in the world to try to break down. 2 different ARs on both sides with godlike headies. And I mean, you get someone out towards the B point, but if you got the train control, it is very quick to wrap back. Now, Cellium wins an important gunfight outer, but does get traded because OpTic are quick to pounce. The flanks are coming through, but Prolute might actually be able to shoot some players in the back as Scump is winning gunfights inside train. So Simp makes it to the hill, but he gets caught in a pinch. This is just a difficulty. If you never get train control, you're gonna have a bad time.
It's so hard to get out. And Dashy's back there. He's back tracks, locking it down once again. Mid-map coverage from Scump. Someone's always watching the flank. I mean, this is the setup. 2 players are in your spawn. You're trying to come out of this one and get over towards the B zone. There's less than 30 seconds to go. Every single angle is covered. OpTic, this is the setup, friends. Get your notepads out. As the kills start to come through, it's Shotzzy through mid. A nice 2-piece. No more to be had. He's going to dip for it. He may be able to catch Cell right off spawn, but no one is getting close to that point. We've seen the offensive round prowess. Now we're seeing it on the D. OpTic Texas, this is a beautiful round that they are about to win.
Yeah, 3 seconds to go. They will be good for the first defensive win. Again, 50-50, so who knows what happens in the next round. Also funny, I think Cell just spawned up like almost lower docks. One of his teammates spawned him in the train room behind him, and then someone else spawned up in the warehouse. So you see just the difficulty of reading some of these spawns, and well, it doesn't matter about reading them when Shotzzy's getting 3 pieces. So OpTic certainly taking full advantage, much cleaner on defense.
That's a clean one. FaZe just not able to get out of that trap. It's so hard. I mean, what do? You throw all your bodies towards those 2 players on your train side? What do you do? But we'll learn as FaZe are. Map point, OpTic Texas now. All they need to do is capture both zones again or eliminate FaZe 30 times, and the round and the map is theirs. Shotzzy with the first blood. Over to the zone we go. Scump's in. Oh, lordy. He's right in there, man. First kill goes his way. Simp and Arcitys now winning the fight. Prolute somehow gets 2 on the outside. Can't get any more, but you should at least get 1 player on point. It's Dashy. Whew, he's trying to post up, but this is not an easy fight to take. Here come FaZe.
Yeah, those nades are backing him down. I think OpTic are going to actually wait for Shotzzy on the map, though. He'll be the player trying to flank in. That is good-ish timing to at least kill Simp. So there's your first blood. There's your second. This is the go button. Get inside the point. Scump the next one to strike. It's Cellium the last one. Gone. 3, or well, make it 2 men inside the hill. It's not going to go incredibly quick, but OpTic in a great spot already.
2 players is great, man. You're allowing your teammates to get forward as well, but aBeZy, Jiminy Crickets flies in. Absolutely slays his way through another from aBeZy. That was crazy 3 kills. His teammates are now on the point, clearing it out. OpTic have got to go to A. There's less than 40 seconds to play with here. Check all the corners in A. Not quite as many corners as there are in the Bs. Actually, no, there's, sorry, 700. There's a lot of them. Take your sweet time, guys. You've got it now. 22 lives for OpTic Texas on attack. The FaZe a little slow to the hit here, but they don't want to lose B still. Oh, God.
Prolute has the beamer. Let me tell you, 22 and 11. An elite shot, and OpTic right now taking their time on the capture. I think they're trying to hope and see, like, feel the round out. If you get a couple kills, maybe pounce on this B site, because Prolute's trying to flank. And you have Shotzzy kind of roaming around looking for it, but while they're taking their time, A has been defended, and it does force your hand because you are running out of time in the round.
Yeah, time is tricky. 23.9. Big win from Scump, stays alive. They're on B as well now, so both points are being captured. Decision time now for FaZe. This is it.
Damn.
Absolute gunny from aBeZy. 17 and 20 out of him. But he's been disgusting all around. Cell's being a sneaky boy in the spawn now of OpTic Texas. He has let 1 player get through, and that's Dashy. Very unfortunate timing for him. That may come back to bite them, but we will see. Because again, his teammates are trusting Cell to know that side of the map safe. aBeZy, oh God, he didn't see it. Now he's in. This could be huge. Has to take care of this kill.
Oh, he's looking for it. He is dancing around, and aBeZy has been the main factor in their defensive setups over towards B, but he gets dropped, and now OpTic back inside the hill. And right now, you're dealing with Shotzzy too being annoying and fire. You got to take the route for B. It's going to get captured. Everybody too far away, and look at this setup they had for the victory lap. Oh, how fast it falls, and look at that for lane control.
It's so fast, man. A 3-man stack. It's incredibly quick to see those 2 segments go. And again, opening effort from the first makes it that bit easier towards the end. Was that a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, a little bit of something concentrated power overall, 20%? You know what I'm talking about. You know the song. But for now, man, Dashy slipping through. A game-changing moment for OpTic Texas. Match point. Whew. Fort Minor? Who did that track? Who was that?
100% Fort Minor. Shout out Mike Shinoda. But again, dude, just a wild performance for the Berlin Control, because OpTic, they've actually lost this map twice, but both of them were, you know, with a substitute general on the team. Otherwise, they've just exuded control dominance. If they can reaffirm that even on this map, like, OpTic just get even scarier. And funnily enough, the one thing we didn't touch on, you know how, Miles, we've been showing the graphics of like the head-to-head KDs and performances for a couple players? This is where Cellium is actually falling off a cliff. In control against OpTic, he's got like a 0.88 overall. And, well, today, even though he's dealing with Prolute this time, it was no different because Prolute gave him the hands. 28 and 11, 3,200 damage. I mean, just running the show.
He was disgusting, man. The beamer. At one point, you was like, he's got the beamer. I'm like, dude, he's had the beamer all map long. Highlights, ladies and gentlemen, of that Berlin Control. Lord, that was a fun one. It was Dashy's wonderful 3-piece we're about to watch here and helping capture that zone. And we saw it all there. A scary scene for both teams, man, because again, you make one mistake That Cellium letting Dashy through in the final round, a tiny mistake, one that you couldn't have even been close to aware of. It cost you the entire zone. At this level of play, this truly is the top 2 teams in the league duking it out. This is an absolute joy to watch so far.
And just to add to the reasons why we love watching these teams, because it's not like they're just going like skill on skill to beat the guys they're going against. A ton of little ideas that they're breaking out, right? OpTic leaving one guy on the A point to try to set up pinches on the map and just wait for the moment to fall into your lap. And I know it never panned out perfectly, but they're constantly just looking for the big plays on the map. And that is something that a ton of teams in this league just don't really go for, all of those little things. And even FaZe doing similar stuff. It was the slow push like towards B in the first round on attack, just trying to throw out these little ideas to see what works and what doesn't. So it's not only that they have ridiculous skill, but I mean, again, they're trying to show off the teamwork as well. So always fun Call of Duty on display. But right now, this has just been the story of the year. OpTic have the edge against Atlanta FaZe, and you go to Berlin hardpoint. It has been not quite, but very close to the auto veto for Atlanta FaZe. They are 2-2 on Berlin hardpoint. And I think most of the time when it's gotten through in the series, we talk about them like experimenting with maps just a little bit. And this doesn't seem like necessarily the time to experiment. You don't want to lose to OpTic again for the 5th time with the 2nd sub they have used on their team. So the pressure is on.
You say it louder for the people in the back chance. 2nd time with a sub. Interesting. Not to mention, it's bounty week, buddy. That's 10 grand in the bank for the team. That, as if it wasn't spicy enough, we just hit with a little 10K. But this is, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. This is the final map here for Atlanta FaZe to force the game 5. This is it. Got to go big here. And I have a feeling the FaZe might have something in the bag to allow this to get through at that moment in time. Maybe this is the plan. They've always had this plan. They put their worst maps and modes in these big, tough series because they want to get better at it. Crowder is not an evil man, he's a smart man. Whole coaching staff there at FaZe know what they're doing, and they want to make sure that by champs time, Atlanta FaZe have a very solid map pool. That is the plan. These boys are looking a little deflated, I can't lie.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just not fun to be in the slightest, right? Because you're not going into a fun map. I mean, that being said, I think Atlanta have improved on Berlin, certainly since the start. It's a little bit tricky to see because, again, it's pretty rare that we get to watch. But I think something that was brought up in the keys to victory is I think they have the #1 hold percentage on Berlin hardpoint. So if the rotations are there, I mean, certainly they're, well, without question, a capable team. But it'd be fun to watch, and we're going to see if Atlanta can bounce back, or I don't know, maybe this like mental hole that they may or may not be in. Maybe these guys just do not care and are just saving it for the majors or saving it for champs, but they have struggled. Those KDs do not look good. Also, by the way, Miles, yes, I mentioned the fact that Cellium's control KD, I think ordinarily he's at like a 1.25 against like the league average. Against OpTic, he's like a 0.88. Simp, who last year was the most dominant player in control without question, bar none, like consistently double positive. I mean, he is like a 0.7 or something, like a 0.77 against OpTic in control. He has struggled this year.
Yep. Here we go. It'll be the final map of the series. If OpTic Texas can have their way with Atlanta FaZe now, we're going to stick this one forward with our Mountain Dew featured player Prolute, who has been absolutely ding, finding the kills. Oh my word, he nearly got 3. Nice first blood, giving the boys a clearance. Who's left? Well, it was Arcitys. He did.
He is not having fun in gunfights against Shotzzy, whether it's in barn or whether it's in the train side of the map. But either way, OpTic taking full advantage of the fact that literally because they just spawn closer to the hill, they get that early control, and nice little break as well. And say the attempt from FaZe just to fight for the scrap is not going well because Shotzzy's there for 2, and his SMG duo gets the rest. A near perfect P1 as OpTic will go into the next hill with a 45-point lead.
Just like we saw in the Bookage, OpTic Texas opening rounds, opening hits on the hard points, super decisive. Nice work out of Shotzzy. This is a 4 spree. aBeZy cuts him down. Over to the next point we go. Atlanta FaZe with the opening time, but Prolute being very fastidious, checks in corners. He got through 699 in the last one, happened to have the player in it. Good stuff out here. Man, he's still going. Shots were there, but the teamwork coming through from FaZe puts that one to bed. Here comes Shotzzy. The next problem you have to deal with now for Atlanta FaZe. And what have you got? You know he's a top 3rd. Is that going to stop him? Is that going to hinder his progress somehow? The answer is a resounding no. Shotzzy remains alive, and now his team have the point. Ace behind the whole squad. Disgusting.
I mean, wait, dude, this is bullying. This is just as bad as it gets for Atlanta. They get the rotation P2, and they are not winning gunfights. Speaking of not winning gunfights, Arcitys, that's his first one of the game. I mentioned the fact that Atlanta are great on the holds. Well, they get broken down on P2, and Shotzzy has been everywhere, shooting them in the sides, and more importantly, on rotation. OpTic free and clear over towards P3, and I mean, he is literally everywhere.
Brother, his Fitbit is on fire right now. The step counter is out of control. I don't even know if it can hit that many steps. Hit the 999 and 9 and 9. As the time is now going the way of OpTic Texas once again. The rotation over towards office is all good. aBeZy through the front. Prolute just rips him. There's Cellium now trying to make his way through docks. Shotzzy is there. Great coverage, though, as Atlanta FaZe buying these little inches one at a time closer to the hard point. As aBeZy now trying to hit the flank. Great shots out of Shotzzy once again. 70+ points in climbing. There's 25 left on the point.
And speaking of doing a bunch of the little things right, I mean, OpTic probably spent maybe 7 or 8 seconds of that hill jumping out of it just to make sure they're secure with the kills, but you will take that exchange every day of the week. So they are down to the details, and now down to the rotation. He feels the timing going his way, and he does get traded out, and aBeZy with a savior 2-piece for Atlanta, who finally has some sort of clearance on the map. But when I say clearance, they do have to worry about Scump, who maybe can find a small opening, or maybe not. aBeZy definitely has an idea of the game plan.
Concentrated power of will keeping him alive right now. We've got 30 seconds and climbing now for Atlanta FaZe on the point. aBeZy's gonna have to trap these players in the backside of that warehouse. I tell you what, friends, a lot of doors, a lot of ways out. Can aBeZy trap this waterfall in his hand? There's the first. Cell through the front. Nice work. Keeping the plays going. Hard point is now open for a moment, and unfortunately, aBeZy chooses the wrong door and gets absolutely ripped. Arcitys now getting alive. It's been a while since we've seen Alec look a little dangerous on the sticks, and this is good stuff out of him. Simp picking up where he put down. 20 seconds left. Should be FaZe.
And this is 20 seconds they want, by the way, because they actually did not get a great deal of time on the first 30, 35 of this hill, and it does not look like they're going to be able to get a decent chunk of this scrap either. So I got to give a lot of credit to Scump. He took his sweet time to go around the back, waited for his teammates to spawn up before they started making moves. And I mean, I know ultimately it looked like FaZe had control for the majority of the time, but I mean, that was maybe like a plus 10 in the actual point differential, and that does not help with that lead disparity at all.
I need the automaton class from Prolute there. Is he running fabric? What is it? Because that boy's gun gets up quick. T5's a bloodbath right now, and it's mostly the blood of FaZe strewn across the Berlin tiles. Simp cannot get a single corner. He tried to be the front man in. Gets dropped. Arcitys now trying to just keep his boys in the fight towards the next hard point. Playing the long game still. Good work out of Alec Sanderson. So shots are in. 1v1 against Dashy. Brilliant tags. Not enough damage. Prolute's there to pick it up. OpTic, once again, teamwork prevails as they've got themselves set up for the next hard point also.
And I mean, the next hard point honestly could be one that decides the game. If FaZe don't break through this P1, I mean, it can be turned into a money hill. OpTic could run the numbers up, and right now they certainly have that rotation. So in my mind, this genuinely might already be the moment of the game. The pressure's on, and FaZe, they are taking their time to set up the full pinch because they know how important the break is until their Scump just posted and ready to go. They are making this Berlin look way too easy.
This is squeaky clean. Unfortunate teammate. Might give Dashy a little bit more than a hug, but Simp through the front. Prolute's got the stairs covered. This is unreal. That stun's going to connect with a few more players potentially as well, and that's going to be the hit now through every possible orifice of this hard point. And I tell you what, OpTic Texas, they seem to have got it covered. Can they find any more kills here? No. Simp will overwhelm one. Here comes Arcitys over to Scump. Gets one, but dropped immediately. 30 seconds left. The break is good. FaZe are in.
I mean, yeah, that is the break they needed. Admittedly, a still decent chunk of time goes towards OpTic, and this fight is not over, but it was necessary for them to get it, and they got it. The game continues on. Now we rotate over towards P2. Last time it was Atlanta that had the early rotation. Not to a ton of success. This time OpTic's indoors first. Simp gets at least one, but you see Prolute will be collecting that initial time.
Yeah, you see Prolute, good coverage there. Scump's going to be backing him up. How we will see FaZe try to make the entry now on a P2. Not an easy hard point to get in. A lot of avenues. Guess right, all good. Guess wrong, you did. But now Prolute, out he goes. Cell through the front. Nice shots. He gets himself his second there. That's a 6 spree with wall tags from Cellium. As this is truly brilliant stuff. That's going to be full streaks now for Cell. You're down 60-ish points, but this could be the makings of something special.
I mean, either way, this is perfect. Right now, you can just flood through P2 like crazy, use the glide to break the spawn. Cellium trying to make the play for his team, throw him on the back, and there is number 9. Is anyone going to stop this man, or is anyone going to flip these spawns? There you go. They get the pressure through fire. Talk about moment of the game. He's got the glide. They flip the spawns. Now he's doubling back because he knows he can fight for this time.
Cellium has decided to take it upon himself to just become maybe the greatest there is. It's the doing everything he can to pull the team back into it. Spawns all good now for FaZe. The front line safe. Simp gets that one done. aBeZy losing the fight on the last side of the hill. Final few seconds going the way of OpTic, but Atlanta FaZe, they're in position for next, but a Shotzzy is going to be the absolute thorn in the backside. Cellium may be prone in the deepest corner of the map. aBeZy wins his. You're all good for now. Scump's in. OpTic have managed to find an opening and a punch through.
Oh, dude, Prolute's actually winning gunfights. Dox and Dashy's there for the help. All the ARs win the Dox gunfight, and it takes all but 5 seconds. And OpTic break through this hill.
Oh my God.
1% and the whole be damned. OpTic just running them over.
Oh, wow. 23-17 out of Shotzzy. Towards the point you go. You're about to cross over 200 now for OpTic Texas. This man alive, they are showing us the goods here on Berlin. The final 25 should be going their way. Simp through the front, checks the wrong corner. Damage in. Able to get something out of this. His teammates are there. Good work from Arcitys and aBeZy. They break it. They stop the blood flow. Finally, maybe a chance to keep this one going. They have to get the rotation down as well, and it is, boy, it was on aBeZy, but OpTic are there first.
Well, Scump just dragged 3 players in total back towards that old time. So this will be OpTic very clear on the rotation. They have actually just completely stacked up around the point as Shotzzy trying to play with his food. But either way, the first 10 seconds go your way. The glide bomb going to make a dent, and Prolute will be the man to fall. Dashy last man standing, gets taken care of, and that's what the glide bomb's there for.
Shotzzy spawned in the smoke of the glide bomb. So close to the action. He's still alive. No, that's incredible. Nah, we'll see you on the flank later tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That is an absolute stinger. Oh, man. He was the lifeline. He stays alive just in the nick of... I don't even know what to call it. But Shotzzy may have just saved his boys the hard point, and he's put them so close to winning the series.
OpTic have definitely been outplaying them through and through, but how do you not read that spawn? You got to check the glide smoke, man. Like, it never happens, but right there, clearly. No, I mean, that is just Atlanta FaZe feeling the pain of Berlin hardpoint. I could be an example of why they don't play it too often, but whatever the case may be, OpTic still just continuing to run away with the show. I mean, they outslayed massively on Gavutu. It is not quite as extreme here on Berlin, but I mean, OpTic still just incredibly comfortable on the map, and it looks like this will be no different. Or towards P5, 21 seconds to go. Cellium always a problem to deal with, but a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. OpTic should be good for the dub.
We've seen Wilder-ish on Vanguard, and it's not over just yet. OpTic with a bit of time. Cell trying to stop it. Does that indeed. Where are his boys? Where's the angles? Where's these members of OpTic? This is such a difficult hard point to deal with. And here we go. This could be it. The final 30 seconds here on P5. Rotations are down as well. Scump off spawn, do what he can. Arcitys wins a good one. Sim gets 2 more. You got a bit more time to work with, but it is 10 seconds for OpTic Texas for the win. FaZe, you've got to do the thing.
Oh, aBeZy, by the way, he's going to be frantically calling out. They literally all just spawned in P3. You actually had FaZe that were on the left side of the map, but OpTic still spawned that side anyway. Again, every little bit of scrap time makes a difference. Those extra couple seconds go a long way, and a one-on-one gunfight between Scump and Cell inside the point pretty much to decide the game. And, I mean, you just have to flood in, but now the pitch is there. Shotzzy actually gets traded, and FaZe technically still alive.
Well and truly alive and kicking. Prolute can't get his way through the front window. You've still got FaZe there to get something done here. Cellium has been playing out of his skin. A transcendent performance from him, but it's 2 seconds out from OpTic. Scump through, can't get the kills. And once again, it's on a Shotzzy. Oh, he's alive. He's done it. He's done it. They couldn't bring him down. Oh, no. And it's the CDL's very own Charlie's Angels. Valley's, oh, he's down. Valley's down as well. Pandemonium. It is true pandemonium in the Columbus Esports Engine Arena. And in OpTic Texas, it's a 3-1. It's falling to pieces, chance. It's absolute chaos. Calamity. Series comes to a close at 3-1, and we may need a new desk.
And that is also the 3rd different roster OpTic Texas have taken down Atlanta FaZe with, and that is not something I would ever expect to say in any circumstances, but here we are. I mean, maybe some good takeaways from FaZe. Cellium, absolutely still the front man. The S&D win is nice to have in the back pocket, but I mean, you're getting pieced up in the hard point. I'm not convinced in the slightest that Berlin can be consistently added to FaZe's rotation, and well, that might be another tough series to fall.
Dollar bills, y'all. What a series this was. The last of the bounty week. The $10,000 bounty goes to OpTic Texas as they have brought down Atlanta FaZe. And man, what a way to do it. Prakash was a bit of a blowout. This was far closer. It was a great game. Far closer here on Berlin. I think the Berlin controls are sort of up in the air. That could have been 50-50. Both teams extremely capable of winning it. And just the nature of the game, like you make that one mistake, you get punished so severely. The Search and Destroy was really the greatest sign of life there for Atlanta FaZe. A map and mode that, you know, they have struggled with historically, the Prakash Search. Crazy, man. It was crazy. We'll see how that one goes, you know, in the future. But man, what a brilliant look from OpTic Texas. And with Prolute, no less, our Mountain Dew marquee player. He has had one of the most explosive, phenomenal entries into the league we have ever seen.
Without question. And I'd say, I mean, so there's a couple things at play when you're subbing into a different team. Some teams you sub into like a broken system, and that means like that player is going to struggle to shine. Prolute is actually sort of best case scenario, being able to join a team that has great coaching staff, great players, great comms, like not an easy role to fill into, but I mean, I think I've heard Rambo describe Prolute as like the elite doppelganger. So he was actually put in prime position to have success. And I mean, I think he's had success and then some. I mean, does not lack gunny, plays incredibly well on the map. So he has taken full advantage of the opportunity at hand.
I've been told to throw to the desk, but I've got no confirmation if any of them are alive after that cash flow rain moment. Oh, they're all
He's
good,
alive.
baby, guys.
I popped Allie, then she busted me with a water
Headshot multiplier.
Yeah, exactly. But yo, shout out to OpTic Texas for getting yet another win over Atlanta FaZe this year. What is that, like 5 wins already?
That is 4 or 5.
It doesn't even matter because OpTic is going to win every single time from the way it looks. 3 different rosters, big victories all around. Illy, General, Prolute, put me in the game, and it just might happen still. But no, OpTic's looking strong, and hey, what more can we say about this team?
I told you, I thought with the addition of Prolute, they looked even better than they did, which, you know, I didn't even think was possible. And in this series versus Atlanta FaZe, it was even more dominant than I think we've seen from any of the previous matchups.
Oh, big time. And take a look at Atlanta FaZe. Hey, they did really good in that Search and Destroy, though.
Yeah, Search and Destroy is all right, but I mean, we got to talk about the respawns, man. Looking at the Gavutu, they had to win that map, right? And they did it. We saw OpTic make the adjustments. Fantastic setup on P3 both times around. And then they still contested going into P4, the rotations out of OpTic on that map and going into the last hard point as well. Like, they had every rotation for like the first 4 hills. They contested P2, get majority of time, and they got P3. They are just dominating FaZe each and every time they play them. It doesn't matter what the roster is. FaZe has a mental block against OpTic Texas.
You know, you made a really good point in the green room. You said, man, OpTic is just rotating first on every single hill in that last hard point. And not only that, but it's the individual kills really set things up. We saw with Prolute against, what was it, aBeZy in that ring? It was insane. But speaking of which, we have a post-victory interview with the one and only Prolute. Let's get him back on the screen. Big dubs, man. Congrats on the 10K, by the way. Big win.
Huge win, Prolute. Dude, listen, I gotta ask you guys, what do you do going into a match? Like, do you guys have like a warm-up that you guys do? Do you have a vibe song you listen to? Like,
we usually go to the diner. So we usually go to the diner like an hour and a half before our warm-up stream. And then like, then we get here and then we like shoot some bots. And then like 20 minutes later, we play our warm-up stream. We play 3 maps and then, yeah, that's it. And then we're just sitting there waiting for our match.
Well, Prolute, it's working. You look fantastic in that series, especially in the control. I got to ask you, man, you know, you were watching the league earlier before. Now you're actually in it. You saw what OpTic has been able to do against FaZe. Now that you're playing with this team, what do you think gives this team such a massive edge going against that FaZe?
Honestly, I feel like they just have a mental block against them. Like, honestly, in that series, I was doing whatever I wanted against them.
All right.
And,
straight up.
I feel like OpTic's respawn is really really good. Like, it was so easy to fill in the role and just like play my game and just talk as like as a leader, and it was super easy.
There you go.
Playing your game, you did exactly that. 90 and 65, 1.38 against the Atlanta FaZe.
1.38?
Yeah, man, you were killing it. Good stuff, man. Excuse me. But all right, so this is a good question for you, okay? Because you're the sub on this team. We make the storylines. The community makes narratives. Atlanta FaZe is the rival to OpTic Texas, but so far they haven't been able to beat you guys. So heading into the next major, my question to you is, which team do you really see as a threat?
I mean, those are like I still see FaZe as a threat because they're still a really good team. If like they catch us on an off day, like it could go wrong. But as long as we just keep practicing and keep playing good leading up to the major, it should translate into LAN.
I love it. Humble and confident in your skills. Prolute, last question. What are you going to do at your end of the 10K prize you guys just won?
Honestly, nothing, because I just literally doubled my bank account right there.
Hey, cash out, baby.
Right
here.
Oh, there we go, Big Stro.
There we go. Hey, Prolute, congrats on the big win. And hey, you guys keep winning, so we'll talk to you next time you guys play, all right?
All right. Have a good one, man.
Take it easy.
See, that's how they're locking him up. He was like, here's the contract.
Yo, insane.
That has to be such a good feeling for Prolute, man. Coming from like challengers, right? Really like playing for scraps, and now he's in the league playing bounty matches against like the world champion squad, like winning. Like this guy making some moves. I'm happy for him.
Prolute is the truth. And by the way, he's going to be the main character in the Scump Play of the Game. Shout out to what he did on Control. This guy was dynamic in every way possible.
You know what? I have to say this. My fun little Berlin stat, Berlin Control into Berlin Hardpoint. It still stands. A team that wins the Berlin Control smokes in the game for Berlin Hardpoint.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about this Berlin Control? This is the map I was most excited to watch in this series because, you know, as we saw, OpTic's round win percentage had went down since Berlin was added to the rotation, and they struggled on it. Last time they played Atlanta FaZe well, and this time around, you saw Atlanta was able to get B on their very first offense. How did OpTic answer back? A straight-up B push. They got it off the rip, winning their offense. They won 2 offenses on this map, so they really went back to the drawing board, worked on things with Coach Rambo and Sender, and the initial start-offs were beautiful.
Dude, this is insane. In that clip, he was 27-11. Atlanta FaZe in Control, they're 19-9, now 19-10. And Prolute has been dynamic, beating the best teams in the league. This is insane. Let this be a note to all the struggling teams out there as well. But ladies and gentlemen, check this out. We have team packs, so make sure that you go ahead on over to gamefuel.com/CDL, add in your favorite flavor, add in all the flavors, try them out a little bit, okay? It's like the spice of life, you know, you never know what you might like and fall in love with, but also while it's in the cart, you can get your favorite team packs, and hey, like Ali's been saying all week long, get all of them, you know, be greedy.
Be greedy indeed. I mean, I don't see why not. You're going to need them when you're going to be hopping into those ranked matches late at night, not only repping your favorite team, but your favorite drink as well.
I wonder what Chance's favorite flavor is. I'm going to ask
Any that he can get his hands on.
Yeah,
I don't even think.
He loves Game Fuel. I see him at a Game Fuel every time before cast.
Hey, yo, check this out. We have one more series to close out week 2. It's going to be a really good one, okay? We have the New York Subliners facing off against the Toronto Ultra, where Scrappy is subbing in for Insight. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. I think this is going to be a really high octane-fueled match, and I can't wait to see who the victor is going to be. It's going to be Crimsix, or is a loudmouth young guy, the new guy in the CDL, Scrappy, going to really make his debut? One to remember. It's only just a matter of time until we find out. We'll catch you soon.
I'm in the game like EA. Been in my prime since pre-K. Shooting my shot from long range. Going over here's a good toupee. Treat every day like payday. Y'all been living so mundane. My work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day. Putting in overtime. Punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine. While everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams. I got a coin that's so divine. Lord, take the wheel like 10 and 2. I'm losing energy, I'm overdue. I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pros. Watch me hit the power moves. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy.